Welcome back, folks. I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. It is first run, first impressions time at the channel again, and we are taking a look at another very much hyped carbon plated running shoe. But this shoe is built for a different purpose compared to the Vaporfly Next Percent 2s and that Metaspeed Sky from ASICS that we just reviewed on the channel. And the purpose of this shoe is to run a long way on a big mix of different terrains. The Craft CTM Ultra Carbon is a pretty good looking shoe in this new blue colorway. You might not recognize it in the blue because when it was launched it was in a crazy sort of black and white zebra print by Craft. The shoe looked wicked in that colorway and it was super hyped. It was all over Instagram and Facebook. But this shoe has had the input of some awesome runners and it is packed full of new innovation. We're going to do this first impressions video a little bit different to the others that we've done recently on the channel. This isn't a super light stripped back carbon plated race day shoe like the previous videos. This is a shoe that has been developed to run ultra distance and to deal with any terrain that gets in your way. So I've devised a nice route, a real mixture and a real varied route that pretty much incorporates every type of underfoot terrain I can think of. So I think the best thing we can do is go and get kitted up, get this new carbon plated shoe from Craft on our feet and give it a thorough testing. So like I said, back at the flat, we're going to make this route as varied as possible so we can give this shoe a thorough testing. I've just stopped here because I wanted to show you something en route. We run this route a lot and overnight these mysterious blocks appeared and we don't know what they're for, but they look like giant Lego blocks. So I was super tempted to come down here one night and paint them bright red, bright yellow, bright green to make them look like yellow blocks. And I'm gutted, someone's beaten me to it. Look, they've painted them bright colours. They look super cool. And I can't believe someone's painted them. Anyway, let's crack on. We're heading towards the Towers. So like I say, we've done a mile and a half of road and this shoe feels super comfy on the road, that's for sure. But we're gonna get on the Towers, a bit more testing there, sand, rocky sections, and then we've got some more tarmac to run, and then we're gonna hit a lovely section of trail by the river in Hale. So let's crack on, we'll get to the Towers and I'll give you a few more facts and figures about this new carbon plated shoe from Craft. Another beautiful day out on the Towers of Hale, and have a look at that. It really is like being in Chamonix now. We've even got paragliders. What a glorious day! Again, in Cornwall. Who'd have thought it? Right, I think we found a quiet place, so let's give you a few more facts and figures on this new carbon plated shoe. 1 second, I'll just take it off. So the CTM Ultra Carbon from Craft retails in the UK at £225. So again, another very expensive shoe. Luckily, the kind folk of Craft sent this to the channel to be tested and reviewed. In my size, a UK 9.5, it weighs in at 323 grams. So not the lightest shoe in the world, but to be fair, it feels quite light when it's on your foot and you're running in the shoe. It runs off a 10mm offset, so quite high in the heel, and we got a 40mm depth midsole. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the shoe holds up on more technical terrain and how stable it is underfoot and how much ground connection you lose with that deep midsole. The midsole of the shoe is constructed using Craft's Volt Foam bottom layer to give you a lightweight feel, high rebound and a durable platform, but you've also got a Volt Foam midsole insert in there for extra rebound properties. When it comes to the outsole of the shoe, we've got this three-pieced rubber traction outsole offering a good level of traction on road and modern moderate trail surfaces in varying weather conditions. Last but not least, worked into the midsole of the CTM Ultra is a tuned precision split carbon plate from Craft, and it's there to offer good levels of torsion and high levels of energy return. Right, that's enough of me waffling on. It's a beautiful day, the sun is shining, we've got some stunning trails to run, so it's about time I got this shoe back on my foot and let's get running. Never, ever get bored of that view. Amazing. So that is the Towers done, and we're just about to head back on the tarmac. I thought I'd give you a quick update. The shoe actually handled the Towers really well. Great on the soft sand, great on the compact trail, and even pretty good on the technical rocky sections that I run. I wasn't sure about the depth of that midsole, but I actually feel really grounded in the shoe, which is definitely a good thing. As far as sizing goes, I'd say it's true to size. 9.5 fits really well. I think it's got pretty good wiggle room, pretty good splay room in the toe box as well, and the shoe's locked down really well around the ankle and around the midfoot. But right, let's crack on. We're gonna hit the tarmac. We've got about 2-3 miles of tarmac, and then we're gonna hit that lovely section of trail down by Hale River. So I'll give you an update then. So we are nearly done on the hard stuff, but to be fair, it doesn't feel like hard stuff in the CTM Ultra. This Volt foam feels very comfortable on the road. I can totally see why this is a crossover shoe. The foam actually feels quite similar to React from Nike on the tarmac, so that's definitely a plus point. But the trail is just up ahead, about half a mile, so let's get back on the beautiful trails. Let's get off this tarmac. So here we are down by Hale River, and what a stunning location when the weather's like this. This is a place that I never used to run too much. I'd kind of forgotten about it only until recently, and I've been spending quite a lot of time down here. Beautiful place to run, but also a great place to test this Craft Carbon shoe. The trail's firm and compact, but it is very rutted underfoot. So you can see there's lots of ruts, so it's going to be a real good test for the stability of that deep midsole. It's held up really well so far, no issues with it so far, but this is going to be a real thorough test for it. Also, I just thought it was a wicked location to bring you guys and show you how amazing it is, and what another glorious route we get to run on down in Cornwall. I should work for the Cornwall Tourist Board really, shouldn't I? Although to be fair, that's a pretty easy job. So this path actually forms part of the St Michael's Way. So you can literally run it all the way to the other coast to where St Michael's Mount, which is an epic Cornish iconic location. Unfortunately, a lot of the bank is starting to fall away, so they've had to close the trail off a bit further ahead. But down in Cornwall, there is a wicked event put on the St Michael's Way. It's put on by Dave from Bisvicken Events. Great route, finishes at the St Michael's Mount, so a stunning finish. I'll leave a link in the description for Bisvicken if you want to check them out, check out their events. They put on some wicked events down in Cornwall. Definitely worth taking a look. So we have reached the end of the trail, unfortunately. So normally, like I said, you could run all the way to St Michael's Mount, and it's a beautiful route. This gorgeous trail by the river just continues all the way, but that is the turning point for us today. The shoe is running really well. Upper, super comfortable. You know, we're gonna hit about 10 miles, 11 miles by the time we get home. No issues with the upper at all. Really, really comfortable around that heel cup, even though the heel cup is quite understructured and quite stripped back. Again, little zones of padding around that heel cup make it really comfortable. I've also felt super locked down around the midfoot of the shoe. Another shoe that I'm testing on the channel with quite a stripped back tongue in it. But again, it's felt very comfortable across the top of the foot. And I said earlier about that midsole compound feeling a bit like Nike React on the road. I'm happy to say it doesn't feel like Nike React on the trail. Felt very grounded along this trail, and like I said, it's very rutted. There's a few rocky areas as well, and the rocks that I ran over on the talons, the shoe felt super connected, so no issues with that midsole at all either. So all in all, this has been a very successful first run. So we've got lots more to discuss about this shoe. So I'm going to head back home. I've got about another 3.5 miles to go, and then we're going to have a debrief, a sort of conclusion on our first impressions when it comes to the Craft CTM Ultra Carbon. Let's get running. Oh no, we're almost back. This happens now and again. High tide, when the tide comes in, the path gets blocked off by the water. I got new shoes on. What do? Do we go through the water in our nice shiny new shoes, or do we find a dry way round? I'm finding a dry way round. Right, let's go. Yeah. Okay, how about up here? I am not going through that horrible water in my clean shoes. How do I get down? Okay, it's a bit of an obstacle course. Dicing with death here at Run4Adventure. Get in. Ha ha ha, on you water. We made it. Dry feet, clean shoes. Awesome. Let's get home. Well, that was good fun, that's for sure. You can't beat going out on a stunning route like that in amazing weather conditions, running a big mix of different terrains in a comfortable shoe, and any shoe that you can take straight out the box, go and run 11.2 miles in is a good shoe and a great first impression. You can definitely tell the shoe has been developed to run on a big mix of underfoot conditions and to run a long way. This crazy looking midsole made out of Volt foam, very comfortable on the hard stuff on the tarmac, but it's also firm enough to give you a nice stable platform when you're running on more technical trails. What I will say is, it is deep, you are high up off the ground, so if you're not used to that, the shoe might take a bit of getting used to. You're not actually as high up as it looks, you are sunk down into that midsole, so you kind of got this guide rail around the back end of your foot, just to give you a bit more stability on uneven ground. I think a lot of that comfort, and I've only just realised this, I didn't even know when I was out running in the shoe, is that the Craft shoe comes with these wicked insoles, very similar in construction to what Innovate are using in the Terra Ultra G270 and the Trailfly Ultra. Such a comfortable insole in a shoe, feels really plush underfoot, but also feels like it's giving you lots of energy return. So super happy to find that these are in the shoes. As far as the upper of the CTM Ultra Carbon, a very comfortable place to be. No problems with the upper at all. Definitely true to size, good width in that toe box. The toe box felt nice and airy and roomy. Also really well dialed in, locked into that midfoot of the shoe. No lateral movement thanks to that gusseted tongue in the upper. And again, really well held in the heel cup. Even though there's not a lot of structure in that heel cup, I felt really well dialed into the back end of the shoe. When it comes to the outsole grip, I had no issues with it, but it's not the luggiest of outsoles. Definitely not designed for British winter conditions. It gripped everything fine. It was very dry out there today. No muddy stuff, no wet stuff to run on. So this outsole was perfect. And I have heard on the Craft grapevine that they are working on a more trail-specific version of this shoe, which hopefully will have a more luggy outsole. But they're also working on a super exciting stripped-back race version of this shoe that's going to weigh in at just over 200 grams. So I'd definitely keep your eyes peeled for those two. It's the only thing I'd say. The shoe doesn't run heavy, but at 320 grams, it's a bit heavier than I thought it would be. Like I said, it didn't run heavy out there, but I'd still ideally like to see a bit of weight shaved off the shoe. So another impressive first run, first impressions of a carbon-plated running shoe, albeit a very different carbon-plated shoe this time to the shoes that we've recently reviewed on the channel. I'm going to continue to run in the shoe. Once I've got around 50 miles in the shoe, we'll be back with a more in-depth, detailed review. But if you've enjoyed this video, guys, Don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. And why not subscribe to the channel if you haven't already? I've left links for this shoe in the description below. If you want to find out any more information about the shoe or about Craft as a sportswear company, please hit that link and do so. And get involved, guys. We love hearing your feedback. Have you run in this shoe? What are your initial thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget, you can follow us on our other social media platforms, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, or Strava. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. It's really appreciated. We will be back on the channel very soon. But as always, stay safe and keep on running.